Hi, art lovers. Thank you for tuning into my channel. I have been making videos of lessons for beginners. I hope these lessons can benefit beginners to improve their drawing skill, to create beautiful artworks. If you have any questions and comments and suggestions, please leave me messages below at the comment area. And please don't forget to click like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. I hope you will enjoy the videos and also improve your drawing skills. Thank you very much. In this lesson, I would like to talk about drawing materials. A lot of people have been asking me what kind of medium and material I would use on my drawing and my painting. So people would know what kind of drawing materials I have been using for my long-term drawings. First thing, the paper you are looking at right now is the Chamois 400 series. It provides some texture when I need it, but yet at the same time, I can do render and make smooth transitions. Some people use newsprint for the drawing. In this case, I would suggest to use better drawing paper for long-term drawings because the newsprint, over time, it will turn yellow. That's why when you go to museums, some of the master drawings, they turn yellow because some of them, they were drawn on newsprints. For archival purpose, for better archival purpose, I would suggest use better drawn paper. Here I have the general charcoal pencils. They are compressed charcoals. At the end, you can see HB, 2B, 4B, and 6B. It indicates hard, medium, soft, and extra soft. That means softer of the pencil, the darker it gets. Usually I use the HB for initial drawing. The 2B sometimes I can use for midtone. The 4B and the 6B I can use for the shadow area. Here I have two pencils. The one on the right is how they come in from the store. And this is how I sharpen my pencil with longer exposed lid. And now this one, it can only last you maybe 5 minutes. And this one, I can draw about 30 minutes to 1 hour before I heading over to the trash bin and sharpen my pencil again. For sharpening your pencil, I would like to use a knife to do just pushing like this, push and push and push until I see the lid. And sometimes I use my knife to sharpen the tip. And sometimes I use sandpaper, just sand and rotating around and sand it to get to the pointy tip like this. Now, one tip I would like to give it to you, which is never put your finger in front of your blade, always behind your blade to prevent any cut from the blade, just like that. You can dial it and turn, just doing like that. Here we have two different type of compressed charcoal stick. One is cylinder, the other one is more of a rectangle shape. This one is more refined. This one has more powdery form when you draw on top. Now this is a willow charcoal drawing stick. And also there is another type, it's called vine charcoal drawing stick. It has different characters. I will show you the differences between those two. The willow, from my own experience, it has more darker, richer, and deeper tone. The vine charcoal stick has a little bit less deep tone, so you can draw a little more lighter. And if you prefer your drawing to be a little bit lighter, you can use the vine charcoal. If you want to have strong contrast, you can use the willow. Next, I would like to talk about erasers. Now, here is one type of eraser I would use for my drawing. It's called a kneaded eraser. It's more flexible for people to draw and erase in different kind of shapes, and also turn into different form and different area. This is how I use my kneaded eraser. Take it out from the package. I start stretching and pulling like this and make it into any form that I want to. This eraser will collect the dust, the charcoal onto the eraser and accumulate darker and darker tone of the eraser. Once the eraser is getting so dark and hard on the surface, you can actually simply just toss it away. Now, when I'm doing drawing, I like to sometimes I squeeze my eraser like this to form a nice looking edge. I can actually use to do small area. Maybe sometimes I use like sometimes like to use for hair and for some highlight. And this can also be your drawing tool. Now for really, really small area, such a highlight, sometimes I even do like this. Make it a really, really small tip and I can just dip and dab on top. I can just dab, dab, dab and take out some of the extra tone or creating a highlight. So I would recommend this eraser for drawing charcoal if you would like to experience and explore more of a different type of usage. This would be the eraser I recommend. Here is piece of regular eraser you can get from anywhere, any office supply store. Now this is what they call the eraser stick. It's basically pretty much similar to the white eraser you just saw, but it comes into a smaller form, and also you can press will come out more just like a mechanical pencil. Allows you to go into small area and refining your erasing area. The first rendering tool I would like to recommend to you is your hand. Your hand comes into different sizes and also provide you more coverage, such as sometimes you can use a tip to do some really fine area, and also sometimes you use whole finger, and also you can use the side of your palm, just do like this, wiping the whole area. Now, one thing about the hand you have to watch out, which is some people have sweaty hand. If you do have sweaty hand, I would recommend you to have a piece of towel or some paper to dry your hand before you render on top. Otherwise, the oil on your fingertip and your sweat and charcoal combined, put on your piece of paper is deadly. It will not come off unless you burn a hole on top of your paper. Now, the next thing I would like to talk about, which is stumps. You can see they come in different sizes and different length. So for area, they have a bigger size, and for smaller area, just like that, they come into different sizes. Or you can even create your own. If you cannot find one, all you have to do is just get some paper, white piece of paper, or any kind of paper, doesn't matter. Doesn't need to have to be white. Just roll it up and cut it into 45-degree angle, and then you can use as paper stump. If you cannot find the stump, you can also use paper tissue or Kleenex. Anything is softer. You can actually use that to help you render on top as well. All you have to do is just roll it up like that or any direction. Sometimes people even crumble it and just get to the tone on top of the surface evenly. The next one is the chamois cloth. This chamois cloth usually comes in with more yellowish color, and it can use for really nicely tone your paper. Now this one, as you can see, is become much darker, deep gray. It's not black, but deep gray, and it collects a lot of charcoal on top. As you can see, I've been using for a while. You can use that to tone your whole surface if you want to. And also, this piece of cloth can also help take out some of the most difficult dark compressed charcoal on top of your paper, and also help you to give you more leverage and also easier to erase some of the area. Of course, it's not going to be back to the 100% white, but it surely can help you take out some extras. If you cannot find the chamois cloth, you can actually get yourself a piece of soft cotton fabric, and you can also try it out. And some people even use baby wipe. Baby wipe is wet, but you just set it out, let it dry, and you can test it out as a piece of drawing cloth as well. Now I would like to do some tests for you to indicate what kind of a material that we have. The first one I'm going to do, which is vine charcoal. The vine charcoal, as I said earlier, is a little bit less dark, and the surface of the paper will accept the vine charcoal nicely. And also, as you can see, this is the vine charcoal, and I would like to press it. This is as dark as you can get. The next one I'm going to use is the willow. Similar. I'm going to do the willow, press it. As you can see, the tone is a little bit richer, darker. Up next, I'm going to do the compressed charcoal, the compressed charcoal stick. The first one I'm going to use is round one. It's the cylinder one. Compressed charcoal is much darker than the vine and also willow charcoal, as you can see, and also more powdery. And now this is more of a rectangle charcoal, the compressed charcoal. And as you can see, even more powdery than the cylinder one. So I'm going to blow away some of the extra softly, just like that. Now the next one I'm going to do, which is pencil. The first thing I'm going to use is HB pencil. I'm going to press as hard as I can at the end of the drawing. So let you see how dark you can get. This is dark as really hard. This is a HB. Now next is a 2B. Immediately you can see the difference, right? It's one notch up. It's getting darker even at the beginning. So I press harder and harder, just like that. You can see the darkness is deeper. The one I'm going to use next is a 4B. As you can see, immediately the value is much stronger and the darkness is more richer. And of course, the last one I'm going to use is a 6B. Even without a lot of pressure, you can see the darkness is merging forward already. Okay, I'm going to press it darker and darker and darker. So Now here, these are the vine charcoal and willow, and these are all compressed. These are the compressed charcoal stick. These are the pencils. HB, 2B, 4B, and 6B. I'm going to draw more right here for you to see. This is a willow. I'm going to use a willow charcoal. Just do some tone for erasing, for you guys to see how it works with erasing. On this side, I'm going to use compressed charcoal. You can see the compressed charcoal is really powdery. As you can see, the powders just keep coming off. I'm going to blow away some of them, so you can see a little bit better. And also, I'm going to do some extra pen. I'm going to do some extra on this side. Now I'm going to do some rendering and erasing on the surface for you to see. First, I'm going to use my finger, as you can see, how this surface looks like. It has a little bit kind of a small gap, holes on it, but it's also nicely rendered on top. The second one I'm going to use is the stump. The stumps, it takes away a little bit of the charcoal. As you can see, the value is a little bit different. Now the third one, I'm going to use paper towel or tissue. It's also similar, takes away some of the tones, but also nicely rendered on top, really, really soft. The last one I'm going to use, which is chamois. Let's see how it looks like. With a similar pressure, as you can see, the chamois actually took away a lot of charcoal. Now, let's do repeating this process again on the compressed charcoal area. I'm going to use my finger and press in just like that. As you can see, it's really rich and dark. And the second area, stump, of course, press in. So as you can see, there are much of a tone being taken out, and it's not as evenly toned as well. And next one, paper towel or tissue. And the last one, and they're reacting similar. And the chamois also took away lots of charcoal and left over some kind of a interesting dots on top. Maybe that could be some texture you can create. So as you can see, you finger it, that's the best for compressed charcoal, but not necessary for the vine charcoal or the willow. Now I'm going to do some erasing. First, I'm going to use my kneaded eraser, form it into a smaller tip, just like that. I'm going to swipe it over, let you see how it will look like. And do it again, see how much actually you can take out. So this is the kneaded eraser on willow, and let's see how it look like on the compressed charcoal. And that's actually, it did not really appear it helps out as much. It's not really doing a good job for erasing for the compressed. Now for the white eraser, let me just erase a few times, see how it look like. It's similar, right? But on this side, you can do much better job. And of course, the stick You can use a stick just like that, get into much more refined area. You can control your medium a lot more easier. Now, for the chamois, actually, you can help take away some of the area, some of the area. So this will take away some of the tone, and then you can use your eraser stick or your white eraser to take out much more of the charcoal. So as you can see, the differences between the kneaded eraser, what the kneaded eraser can do for compress, but the kneaded eraser, as I said, is much more flexible when it comes into erasing in curve or small area like that. And even sometimes I just put the dots, and it gives you more flexibility. This concludes today's lesson. Hopefully the information I'm sharing with you today is helpful for your artistic journey. Please don't forget to click like, subscribe, and share with your friends for more videos coming to our way. Thank you very much. See you next time.